Hello there. I am pretty certain that we are live. I'm checking to see that we are, and I'm hoping that you are checking in with us as well. How are you tonight as you're coming in? Yep. I see me, so I know you all can see me. How are you? Come on in. All right. Please share. Hey, family. Share and let someone know that we're on. We're gonna have a good time. This is rare, so catch it while you can. No, seriously, we plan on doing more things in 2021 together. So this is just the beginning of some wonderful stuff. So come on in. I'm sharing this out, and I hope that you are as well. So there you go. You can share on your page. All right, come on in. Hi, sister. All right. I am sharing. Hope you all are too.
I'm sharing as well. Good evening, everyone. Looking forward to breaking some bread with everybody tonight.
The bread is about to be broken. This is going to be good because I know my husband. So this is going to be really good. All right. I think I'm finished sharing now. I want to make sure I can see your comments in both places. Hey there, how are you? There's Nat. We are about to have a really good conversation, and we don't want to have it by ourselves. We want you to put your comments in the chat. We're going to be asking you all some questions, and we want you all to give us some answers. We don't want to be the only ones talking. My name is Trinace Richardson, and I am the founder of Real Women Rock because we do. Yay! Thank you, baby. And we are here as we are every Wednesday night in 2020. Every night that we have a guest, we've been here at 8 o'clock p.m. We're here a half an hour earlier tonight because this is juicy and we may need a bit more time. And we would normally be here so that we can have a sneak peek into a real conversation with real women. And so I don't rarely have some testosterone on the show, but I love bringing my husband on whenever he's available because it gives us a different perspective as women. And he may not represent all men, but he does. But he is a man. Yes, he is. And so he'll be able to give us perspective that will really help us out. So I'm excited about this. Hey there, come on in, North Carolina. Excited about this conversation. We really do want to hear from you all. So please share your comments. Just a couple of Real Women Rock announcements. We have had our very last Sister Circle of the year. We had an amazing time facilitated by Siobhan, But Are You Happy? And as a result of that, we'll be meeting in and we'll be meeting in January. The date is January 23rd. We'll be posting it really soon. We have an amazing time planned for you there. Please make sure that you connect with us with our monthly sister circles. Every woman is invited. It is free of charge to you. We normally, in Real Women, we exist to create safe spaces for women to do personal development work on themselves. And we would typically do that in person as much as possible. We used to reserve our virtual sister circles for our all access members, but COVID has changed everything. And so we are, as a result, now meeting virtually free of charge to you. So please join us once a month for our sister circles. You can find all of that information at realwomenrock.org. realwomenrock.org. Okay, I think y'all have shared. I see that you have. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Yes, we about to get this extra tonight. We in it. Now, baby, I invited you. Let me introduce you to the people.
Oh, please.
Okay. So Gregory Richardson is a senior level executive at his job. He is in the healthcare industry. He is the founder of Real Men International. He has poured into men in men's ministries, in men's groups. He is a community supporter and does a whole lot in his community. He has bros in a lot of places. I'm sure some of them are going to be tuning in on tonight. And he is an all-around wonderful family man. He happens to be sexy as all get out, intelligent as all get out. He is your all-around Renaissance man. And I am happy to have you on the show tonight.
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
You're very welcome.
To be here.
Yes. And so, thank you, Dr. Carla. I appreciate that. So listen, I wanted to have a conversation that was Christmas oriented.
Okay.
And I wanted to make sure we did it real women rock style. So we had to make it real, and it couldn't be fluff. And so even though the title is What Men Really Want for Christmas, I have a feeling you're not going to tell us socks and ties and suits. And
I don't know man want any of that.
Not really? Okay. I know you appreciate a card every now and again. Like
True.
You appreciate a card.
True.
But you really just real nice when we give you mugs and ties and
Right.
stuff. You just smile real nice. So we thought we would. Thank you, Mo. We thought that we would talk about what men really want for Christmas and really want for Christmas. And I thought no better than my husband to kind of dig into it because he's been having so many conversations with men, hosting them, facilitating them, and then just his brothers and those that he connects with. So from your perspective, and I'm going to ask you all in the chat while he's talking, what do you think men really want for Christmas? Be honest. If you're a man, you can start amening what he shares. You can say you disagree. We can take it. We wear big people clothes, so we can take it. If you're a woman, what do you think men want? What have you figured out men want? And then we're going to come back to the chat after he shared a little bit to read some of your comments. Okay. So what are your thoughts? What do men really want for Christmas?
So this is
we are all ears.
Okay, so this is really a loaded question.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is just dissect it slightly.
Okay.
Right.
I'm with you.
And I'm going to put a framework around it that's bigger than just Christmas.
Okay. I like that.
So I just want to say this and get this out the way, and then I'm going to tell you what men want.
Okay.
So as it relates to Christmas, period, the whole idea of Christmas is really not about us getting gifts from each other. Mm-hmm. I mean, in a biblical sense, when we look at the Christ being born,
that's good.
The three wise men, they brought the baby Jesus gifts.
Yeah.
So we're supposed to be giving Christ something.
Oh, that's good.
Not each other. That's okay. I just wanted to get that out the way.
Well.
So think about that, right?
Yeah.
Think about the whole meaning of Christmas. We got it all twisted, right? We're giving the gifts to the wrong people. So I just wanted to say that from a spiritual perspective and a spiritual lens.
And I'll add, we do less and less every year.
Absolutely.
And there was a season pre-COVID, and maybe some years ago, to be honest, but we would spend time at nursing homes and hospitals and that kind of thing because of what you just said, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So here's what every man wants, believe it or not.
Here we go.
So every man wants a P3 station. And I'm not talking one made by Sony.
Okay, I was about to say I never heard you ask for a video game.
Yeah, I'm not into I'm into P3, but not made by Sony.
Here we
go. So this is what every man wants, not just for Christmas, but out of the quality of his life, from the people he interact with, the relationships he's in, right? So these are the things that every man wants all year round. Okay, a piece of mind, a piece of tail, and a piece of chicken.
I knew that was coming.
Or fish.
He want a 3-piece.
Or not necessarily in that order. I'm gonna say that again. A piece of mind, a peaceful environment. In terms of his environment, the type of energy that he's receiving from whoever he's dealing with, be it spouse, girlfriend, kids, family, just a whole peace of mind. Because as men, we have to deal with so many dynamics, especially as black men. We deal with certain things that other men don't necessarily have to deal with. In other words, Black Lives Matter. So I'll just park that right there, because I could go down a whole entire street along that. So black men deal with things that most men don't have to deal with.
True.
So having a peace of mind, a peaceful environment, having positive energy, peaceful energy, how does that interact with the woman? Her tone, her posture, her demeanor, her being pleasant. That's the first P. So peace of mind.
Can I pause there for a second? So peace. They are laughing at your 3 P's. Somebody said they might as well take back what they got.
You might as well.
She said, so I need to get his Miss Pac-Man video game back.
Well, you know what? You might be able to park down at a piece of tail, because you could dress that thing up.
And shucks now. Y'all make sure the kiddies go to another room.
Make sure the kiddies go to bed.
This is about to go somewhere.
Folks. This is grown folks.
Tori said, who the hell knows? It depends on their age. Like, who knows what they want? I just wanted to get a couple of these before you get past peace of mind, because I think it's so important. And I think we've been married for 21 years, and I've learned over time. It's a running joke now, but it wasn't always a joke, that I'm loud. I'm loud when I'm happy. I'm loud when I'm excited. I'm loud when I'm mad, because I'm passionate. That's what I call it, baby, right?
That's one way to look at it.
That's one way to look at it. I'm passionate. And so because I'm passionate, I would come off loud, and even just, we would be in the movie theater and you'd be like, yo, like, can you please calm down and be quiet? And so me coming with an attitude that, with volume loud and all of that, when we were going through or having you, because that disrupted your peace, is my understanding.
Absolutely. Well said.
Thank you. Okay. All right. I'm learning. 21 years. So peace, yes. 3 P's, they keep it. Okay, peace of mind, peace of tail, chicken or fish. They got you. Okay, so I think we're good. We own peace of mind. All right, go ahead.
And I can spend 15 minutes around that, but for the sake of time,
okay,
I'm gonna give y'all the real women version of what every man want: a P3 station. Okay? Not by Sony.
Okay, a 3-piece.
A 3-piece. So the second P is a piece of tail. So this is his physical affection, right? So, and this can be so controversial, right? Every man has physical needs.
Yes.
Just like, truth be told, women have the exact same need. When you look at one of the number one songs right now, WAP, you know.
It is. It's the number one song for a reason.
Yeah.
Somebody listening to it.
And a whole lot of women are listening to it. That don't stand for worship and praise, by the way. I know all of y'all saved. But that WAP is not worship and praise, okay? It stands for something else. So his physical affection. So are you playful? Are you pretty? Are you taking care of yourself to be physically attractive, so that he finds you physically attractive? And that doesn't, like, again, and this is outside of the context of just being married. This is just men and women and how we interact and deal with each other. Or are you playful and pretty? Or are you petty? Because if you're petty, right, you can best bet believe the energy that you're going to bring will not produce peace. So right out the gate, this is a P3. We're not looking for a P1 or a P2. We're looking for a P3 station, right? So if you're being petty, then you handicap yourself from being the most productive that you can be, right? So that physical affection, and it doesn't have to just be sex, because some men, depending on your age, right? Sometimes in certain age groups, sex is very, very, very important. And then in other age groups, it's important, but it's not as important, right? So sometimes physical touch. this is, back to some basics of knowing what your significant other's love language is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If it's touch, if it's gifts. Dr. Gary Chapman wrote a book called The Five Love Languages.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome read. So that physical affection is really real. And here's what you have to realize. If you don't want to give him any physical affection, physical energy, if you don't want to do it, just know there are a whole bunch of women who do.
Mm-hmm.
A whole bunch of women who do.
Now,
and that goes both ways.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because if men are watching, right, and you're not being intentional to cater to the physical needs of your significant other, there are some men who will be more than happy to check that box for you.
And let me ask you this. So a couple of things, like you wrapped up a whole lot and did very well, I think, to balance it, whether you're married or single, whatever age group you're in. When it comes to men versus women, and I'm going to come to the chat in a second, you all, I'm still wondering what you all think and what your thoughts are about what Greg is sharing. But when it comes to physical touch and all of that, when we look at a man and a woman, we often put intimacy and emotional connectedness in the category of what a woman wants, and the physical sex, physical touch, all of that in the category of what a man wants. And I don't think that's the case. I'm just curious as to, do you feel like men want the emotional connection just as much as the physical connection? Or
in full transparency,
yeah, be honest, tell the truth.
I think it depends on the makeup of the man.
Okay.
Right? But if I was to make a general statement across the board,
Mm-hmm.
I would say that comes after the physical piece.
Wow.
Right. I would say that emotional energy that women are looking for is predicated upon the physical act first. Right.
Mm-hmm.
After that, now it's easier for a man to kind of hug up on you, cuddle with you,
Mm-hmm.
kind of cater to your preferences.
What about letting his guard down to really share with you emotionally? Does that come after the fact too?
So I wouldn't even put that on sex alone, because
Mm-hmm.
if the energy, if the peace of mind is there,
Yeah.
If a man has an environment that's just that's conducive to growing,
Mm-hmm.
to learning, to being better,
Yeah.
where he can maximize his potential and his purpose and all of that, I honestly think that you can get what you want emotionally, and sex don't have to be a part of it.
Okay.
But I know one thing: if there is no peace, right?
Yeah.
But there's a whole lot of sex. Sex breeds peace.
It does
right?
help.
Sex can breed peace.
It does help. Now that's the truth. It does help.
Sex can breed peace.
Yes.
And that's a big pill to swallow, because in relationships, sometimes when you arguing and not feeling each other, it's hard to connect physically.
Yeah.
But truth be told, the act itself can breed a sense of intimacy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Because you end up letting guards down,
right,
that you are holding up, that really just the physical act allows you to let down.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to offer a thought, and then I'm going to read this because you got a lot of thoughts here before you give your last P, because I had a thought about the playful and the keeping ourselves up and those kinds of things. And I love that you said it works both ways, but we're talking about what men really want, right? So you're speaking up for men.
Let me just say this.
Yeah, please.
When it comes to the physical, the tail,
Mm-hmm.
most of y'all want the lights out. Y'all worried about a few extra pounds. You got all this foolishness. Men want to see it most of the time. Right?
Even the rolls?
When we in that space, we don't even care about that.
Right.
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 Men are just physical and visual people by nature.
Why
do you think pornography is so heavily influenced with men?
Because it's visual.
Right. Right. You can read porn, but nobody reading porn. nobody has an audio book of pornography.
Those books, those romantic books, because I've seen them, and I used to see them a lot when I was in my high school years. They're read by women.
Right.
I get it. Yeah.
So my point is, if you're being pretty, right, being intentional, just to take care, doll yourself up, put on some lingerie, right, play Robin to his Batman.
Oh.
right?
You said
Like,
dress
just
up.
my point is just being playful.
Yeah.
Right. And checking the box.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's what I was gonna say when before you interrupt me, I was gonna say about the playful piece, because I think one of the things that's really helped us is to just kind of play around, like, all right, I owe you one. That was pretty good. Like, I owe you, all right, you got me that time. I owe you one. So just really being friends and connecting on a playful level. I like that.
So, when people say friends, that says so much to me. And I don't think friends, I can go somewhere with that. I'm not, because of the sake of time. I will say this, right? I will say, if a woman is so petty, and this is the term I'm going to use,
okay,
right? When I say petty, I mean focusing on the things that really don't bring the relationship value, right? Focusing on things that don't contribute to any type of goals in the relationship. In our culture, in our time, it's so easy to choose to be petty.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
So if you're being petty, then there's no warm energy, positive energy. So more than likely, there's not going to be a peace of mind.
Yeah.
Ain't going to be a piece of tail. And the third P is physical.
Okay. Don't tell them yet. Don't tell them yet. This is it. We almost done. But I wanted to make sure that they got what you said, and I wanted to read a couple of these. Men are visual and physical by nature. They got that part, the playfulness and the friendship. Yes, we do. He's talking about we think we 20. Yep.
I'm the new 30. What?
Yes.
Okay. They turn 52. I'm the new 30.
I know that's right. Okay, so if a man hasn't healed and delivered from past traumas, women too, the relationship will suffer. So that, I think that goes back to peace of mind, right?
So here's the deal, right? Nobody is completely whole.
Yes, let's talk about it.
Nobody is completely whole.
Right.
All of us come to the table. So right now we're at our dining room table. All of us come to the table with, in real women talk, with our own baggage.
Yep.
Right. But through commitment, through the tenacity, through choices to work it out, you learn how to navigate all of that. Right. And that takes time.
Yeah.
Right. That doesn't come quick. So there is no perfect relationship.
Right.
Right. We all come to the table with our own issues, our own junk. Right. But marriage and or relationships can still be rewarding. They can still be fun despite the stuff that we bring to the table.
Yeah.
If two people are committed, right? If two people are committed to having a peace of mind, having a piece of tail, right? Having this P3 station.
Yes.
If everybody committed to a P3 station, it's a win-win for everybody.
And that I was being playful about the sex part of it and saying I owe you one, but it's also that kind of feel in a give and take in a relationship and dealing with our issues and all that kind of stuff. Because when we feel like, you know what, I can give and I can receive. A lot of times I think we may be expecting it. I'll speak for myself because of baggage. Like you said, I may come to the table expecting more than I'm willing to give. And so I have to be willing to give as much as I expect from somebody, from you. And so, all right, so we on this last P. So that you didn't say people need men want a P3 station. That's what you said. A P3 station. You said a piece of mind, a piece of tail. And what's the last one?
The third one is his physical sustenance. A piece of chicken or a piece of fish or a piece of vegetable. Whatever his physical sustenance is.
If he vegan,
some vegetables.
A piece of broccoli.
Of broccoli. So what do I mean by that? So when we talk about like his physical sustenance, how productive are you with meeting his physical needs? Right? So this does not mean you have to be in the kitchen cooking. It doesn't mean that. It means, do you have the ability to manage your time so that so for me, I'll use me for example. It matters not if Nikki cooked. if we didn't have a kid in the house.
So here's the real deal. Greg thinks I can make a mean sandwich.
Oh, you make a mean peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
And thank
that
you.
Girl,
no.
That girl can make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
And you got to. I know how to. I can order some food.
Oh, baby, you got Grubhub and all of them.
Thank
you.
I know how to order some food.
So for me, right? Her cooking is not important to me, but I work.
Cooking.
Right. So, and I'm the man of the house. She's the woman of the house. And we have our roles, and our roles overlap sometimes. And I'm not saying that this is a role specifically for her.
Right.
What I'm saying is, no matter the role, is she feeding me? Just basic, right? And all that means, in as busy as she is, being a CEO, an entrepreneur, a butcher, baker, candlestick maker, right, wearing all the hats that she wears, does she manage her time and balance it so that she can make sure when I come home, right, be it food ordered, right? Like
I do cook, y'all. I just don't. I do cook. It's just, and I'm sure there are some better cookers. My sister out there cooks better than I do.
So honestly, listen, I eat.
Yes,
right?
He eats,
and we eat out a lot.
Yes,
right, and I'm cool with that. That's not important to me. My point is, right, are you just productive with meeting the basic needs of his physical sustenance? Because a lot of women can get so caught up into, I'm a boss, I work just like you. I'm not coming home and fixing. Listen, you don't have to fix nothing, right? Just prepare. Like y'all can do it together. The whole idea is it's
thoughtfulness, thinking of you, right? And so this is big for me because I'm always trying to figure out, and we talk about this a lot as it relates to whether it's balance or integration or whatever you want to call it, seasons, that there's a whole lot that's going on in all of our lives. But, when you're trying to do more than one thing, when you're trying to have a 9-to-5 and run your own stuff, it's really important to me because there was a time when I didn't prioritize appropriately. And so learning those lessons over 21 years, I'm just really grateful that you've been patient with me to the point where we've been able to pour into each other and share with each other to understand that family is my first ministry and home is my first church. And as long as you all should get my first and not my last bits, not my last crumbs. And as it relates to that, I want to make sure I'm constantly thinking, what can I do? How can I do it? And I feel like you're doing the same thing.
Absolutely.
And we don't always agree and we don't always get along, but I think we're able to move past that stuff easier because I am looking to feed you. You are looking to feed me. It's vice versa.
Yeah, absolutely. So the whole idea behind a piece of chicken or a piece of fish is that you are sensitive to just looking out for your boo.
Yeah. Right.
However you package that.
Mm-hmm.
So at the top of the hour, Nikki talked about my role, right? So I'm an entrepreneur, right? I wear a lot of different hats. I have my consulting firm. I got Real Men. I mean, I got my hands involved in a lot of different things, right? I'm a senior level executive at MTN Group. I'm a CEO. I'm a father. I'm a husband. I'm an uncle. I'm a grandson, right? I'm a cousin. I'm a lot of different things. At the end of the day, when I'm going to and from and coming home, just the idea, I don't care for me if it's some Domino's pizza here, right? The thought that she's carved out some time to make sure that my physical sustenance is being met, right? So piece of mind, piece of tail, and a piece of chicken. Not necessarily in that order. That's the P3 station that every man wants. So I want to encourage all the women to do some digging, right? And this requires a paradigm shift. So all of the stuff that you see on TV, that you hear on the radio, this requires you to be honest with yourself. So when you're in the shower and it's just you and your thoughts, right? To really think, okay, what do I bring to the table?
Mm-hmm.
Do I bring peace? Am I pleasant? When it comes to the whole entire physical affection and intimacy,
this is
am I playful? Am I pretty? or am I petty?
Mm.
Right? When it comes to the piece of chicken or a piece of fish, do I put my priorities in order to carve out time to demonstrate that I am trying to feed you?
Yeah.
Right? Not just with physical nutrients, but as your partner, as your boo, your significant other, right? I'm trying to feed you life.
That is good.
Right? So
I want to go back to one thing, and if you all have any questions or thoughts, I will read a few. We got about 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. We'll read a few of them just to see if you have any feedback or anything that you're seeing. But I did want to address the pretty part, because as a woman, oftentimes we change. Our bodies change. Our life. We have babies. Just stuff.
And that's just like a woman to say that, because when I say pretty, I'm not talking about your weight.
I know.
I'm not talking about your
I'm
size.
getting to it. I know, because I'm married to you, but they don't know this. Okay. I'm trying to help them get there.
It's not that.
Yeah.
Just know
but
I'm not
that's
talking
why
about that.
I wanted y'all to know that when he says that, he's talking about more than that, because I know him. So when you say that, a lot of times what comes to a woman's mind is either, first we got to deal with our own baggage and be like, do I think I'm pretty? All of that, right? And so we deal with that stuff, and then we end up feeling like we should be able to come home and, take it all off and chill and all that kind of stuff.
Pat that, all of that. If it itch, pat it, take the weed, all of that. All of that.
He
Absolutely.
Said, pat it. Okay, so scratch it and take it off. Okay, all so we should be able to do all of that. Right. So what's been helpful for me to understand is what you like. So let me just take the babies out the room for a little while.
So wait a minute.
Okay, go ahead.
So when I say pretty, just for context, are you pretty inside? Right. Is your spirit pretty? Is your energy pretty? Right. Mm-hmm. So there's a term called toxic masculinity. Mm-hmm. There is also toxic femininity.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
So, and a lot of women, I think, have that completely mixed up. I think there needs to be a complete paradigm shift on toxic masculinity and on toxic femininity. Feminine. Mm-hmm. Okay?
Okay. I'm with it.
So when I say pretty, I'm not talking about how you look.
Yeah.
Right.
I got you. I'm with you. I wanted to talk through that process so that everyone could hear that, because what I've learned from you is I know what you like. So, for example, right now, I'm not getting up for y'all, but I have like leggings on. I have tight leggings because I know one of the things you appreciate is being able to slap my butts every once in a while when I'm walking around the house. And so I don't walk around with makeup. I barely wear makeup. So I definitely, this is on maybe for the camera more than anything. But I try to make sure that I do a little something. I put a little something on just so that, and I'm still relaxed at home. I'm still, hair will be up in a bun instead of just out and done, that kind of thing. I just wanted to make sure, because a couple of folks have talked about making sure we keep ourselves together physically, and a man doesn't want you to fall apart. And I know
just like a woman need to be pretty, a man need to be polished.
A man don't want. So talk about it, Greg, because ain't nobody gonna ever find Gregory Richardson, and he's got family up here. Y'all ain't gonna find him undone.
So every man wants eye candy, and women want the same thing. So it doesn't matter what your role, like what you do for a living. You can still be polished.
Yeah. Right.
For example, let's just say if you're a mechanic. Well, if you're a mechanic, right, making sure you wear gloves and take care of your hands so when you touch your woman and you don't have grease all underneath your nails. Don't no woman want a man touching her and he got grease all underneath his nails, right? If you barbecuing some vegetables and you got grease underneath your nails, I don't want you touching me.
Some woman might be like, yeah, man, you.
Okay.
So, I'm just saying.
Okay.
Who knows?
So men have to be polished, right? Just like women weight fluctuate and then go up and down.
Yes.
Men do the same thing.
Too. Yes.
Right? So what's crazy is, some men, 80 pounds overweight and
talking about their
woman if they got on 5 or 10 minutes. Like, so when I say pretty, right, I'll frame that under your level of confidence.
Right.
right?
That's good. That's
Because
good.
if you're because it's being pretty. It's not about your nails being done. It's not about your hair being done.
That's good.
Right? The most pretty woman, the most gorgeous woman, is one who can walk around naked and be like, "Yeah, I know I look good."
Yeah.
And you can have 15 pounds overweight.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Now, what you can't do is have a butt in the front and have a butt in the back.
Here we go.
And got a nasty attitude.
Okay. Add to it.
So now listen, you can't have a butt in the back and a big old butt in the front, a big old stomach with a nasty attitude, right? And a stank disposition. Right.
So you got to be what did you say? The playful, the all of the nice, the peace. You bring peace with you.
Right.
And it doesn't matter. All of the other stuff doesn't matter. I thought he was going somewhere else. Okay, so here we go. I want to read some of the comments, and you all keep them coming. Any thoughts you have, and then we are closing out. This has been so good to me. I appreciate you doing this, baby. This was fun. I was like,
this was fun.
I want you to talk about it. All right. So
I wish I had more time because I would just absolutely love to fully develop these 3 Ps.
Yeah.
Right. And to contextualize it.
So let me ask you this. And I'm asking y'all since y'all are here. We've been really talking about it, and we talk about it so much without really, executing it and following through with it. So we've talked a whole lot about doing some more stuff together in 2021, and I think we should just do it. I think we should start doing it more often and just do it. Y'all, let me know if y'all agree. That's what we're asking. All right, so. You can't let yourself go because men are visual creatures. Men can't let themselves go either, but it happens. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Where you get them? Is there anyone? So listen. Could you talk a little bit about what your desire? Oh, let me tell you what the question was. The word I'm on is, where did I get them from, and are there any more like him? So some family. You like that,
good.
Don't you?
Well,
you were gonna like
that. Whoever said that, and I can't see that.
You need your glasses.
I need my readers. Yeah.
Sherry said it.
So first, thank you for that. That was very kind.
Yeah.
And gracious to say. I do want to say, right, and this is the truth. There are tons of great men.
Oh, that's good.
Tons of great men.
That's good.
All of them don't wear suits. All of them don't drive a Bentley.
Speak it.
A lot of women looking for, just in terms of empirical data.
We going to church.
Right. If we just look at empirical data in the DC market, in terms of census, men-women ratio, most women around, and I hear a lot of women every woman looking for a CEO or some boss, right?
Yep.
They looking for a shot caller, a baller, CEO, a dude who owns his own company or making 6 or 7 figures. There's nothing wrong with that. But if we had more time, I would break down the census data. So I'm driven by empirical data, right? So my whole entire get down is driven by data and outcome. It's not going to happen. My point is, there are tons of great men who work at Jiffy Lube, who work at grocery stores, who make decent money. I personally, if I was a woman, I'd rather be with a man who make $50,000 and have no debt and got a mortgage than a man who make $180,000 in debt, don't own nothing.
That's good.
Right. And here's the truth. Every man that's good becomes a great man when he hooks up with a good woman.
Woo!
Women have the innate ability to bring out the absolute best of us. It takes a strong, confident man to say that, and I'm strong enough and secure enough in my manhood where I can say that. So, point being, if a man make $50,000 or $60,000, right, and that could be subjective, because I know some people who think $50,000 or $60,000 is a lot of money, right? If I know some people who would love to have somebody who make $50,000 or $60,000.
Yep.
And I know some people who make $50,000 or $60,000 a month.
Right.
So at the end of the day, all of it is rooted in, are you operating in your purpose? Because if you're operating in your purpose, what you were created to do,
that's good.
You won't focus on what somebody's bracket is.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be more concerned with what their get down is, how they conduct themselves.
Mm-hmm.
If they have a child, do they take care of the child? Are they in relationship with their child?
Woo.
Right? Things that really matter. And here's the deal. No matter how much a man make, when he hook up with a good woman, he gonna make more. Period.
That is so good.
Period. He gonna make more. Period.
Yes. And the only thing I thought about when you were talking is partnership. Because if you come to the table saying, these are my dreams, my visions, my plans, what are yours? Like that idea that we grow together. There's
but
nothing
you know what?
wrong with that.
So let me say this, and that was good. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
So historically, women are just maturer than men.
Okay.
Right. So if you were to get a 20-year-old woman and a 20-year-old man, or a 30-year-old woman and a 30-year-old man, or a 40-year-old woman and a 40-year-old man, 9 times out of 10, it doesn't matter the age and what tier they're in. The woman is more than likely more mature than the man.
Say that.
So what I mean,
ain't he talking, girl?
So what I'm saying is, right? What I'm saying is, women have to realize when you meet a dude and you talking about goals, it's very possible he's not there yet.
Right.
And just because he's not there yet, don't make him a trifling poor man.
This is good.
So now, let me contextualize that. If he 50 years old and you 50 or you 45 and he still don't have an idea, well, I mean, you should be scratching your head.
You should be patting your weed.
Yeah, because I mean, if he lived to be 100, he already got his feet in the grave. That's halfway, right? You have to kind of identify what your purpose is, right? What you were created to do, what you were born to do. Right. So my point is, if a man is not completely checking all the boxes on what he was created to do, what his purpose is, what his passion is, I assure you, if you frame yourself the right way, he will get there. Yeah. Because you're going to bring out the absolute best in him. Jim Collins did a book called Good to Great. I love this book. Talked about good companies. And there's nothing wrong with a good company. But he talks about the characteristics and the traits that distinguish a good company and a great company. Yeah. And at the end of the day, it's all based on the leader, leadership. Yeah. Right? So I say all of that to say, in every relationship, somebody has to lead and somebody has to follow. Women, when you are being a leader, just know it's put like this. Every good chief know when to act like an Indian. Wow. Every good chief. Yeah, repeat it or let it breathe. Knows when to act like an Indian for the sake of the tribe. Yeah. For the sake of moving the goal. For the sake of getting it done. Yeah. So every good chief know how to act like an Indian. That's what I'm gonna say. And that's both ways, right? This is so good. Okay. So we got to wrap this up, baby. Okay. This has been so good. We're going to go back. I promise you all, we're going to go back and read the comments and make some replies. When I get off, I'm going to our Leading with Soul community. I mentor women leaders, and we have our kickoff tonight for our 2021 cohort. If you missed it, you'll be able to join again at the end of 2021. But I get to hang out for the next 12 months with a bunch of amazing women leaders. And my husband has just agreed that we're going to be doing more of this in 2021, in addition to the work that he does with men. So, and I like to say this. Y'all going to see us again. Hey, so, can we do this next week? So here's what I'm going to say, right? If it's okay with you. Yeah. If there's any questions that you have that we didn't get a chance to address, feel free to shoot Nikki an email, right? Or put it in the chat. Send her an email. If you have my contact information, you can send it to me. And we'll circle back and do this again where it can be a Q&A. I like it. If you're interested in that. So I want to thank everyone for your presence tonight. You could be doing so many things on a Wednesday evening, especially during the holiday season. Like the day before Christmas Eve, baby. Yeah. So thank you for participating. Thank you for your energy and your efforts and your enthusiasm. I greatly appreciate it.
So this has been what men really want for Christmas, and if you
not just Christmas,
and so not just Christmas. Okay, say it again. So what men really want.
So here's the
deal.
Did
I just say it that way?
This is what men want.
Period.
Because see, here's the deal. If a man can get a piece of mind, a piece of tail, and a piece of fish, he got Christmas every day. He got Christmas every day. So when December 25th fall around, right? He not going in debt.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He not spending
money. We're
not
even tripping. Like we haven't. Yeah. Absolutely.
He not doing all of that.
Yeah.
And at the top of the hour, I already explained like how we already got it twisted anyway. When we look at the history of Christmas, right? Christ was giving gifts. We're supposed to be giving Christ something.
Right.
So I know I may have said some things that don't sound like I'm saved, but I am saved.
He is. He is. This has been so good, you all. Thank you so much. This is, as you can tell, as you can see, it has been an unusually different but wonderful Real Women Rock live session. I'm a little flustered because I'm blushing. I really enjoyed doing this with you, baby. So thank you so much. I would love for you to join us again. Now listen, in 2021, you just agreed to work with me on this next week. Maybe we can do something else.
Next week.
Okay. Because next week is before.
Well, let's first before we make it definitive.
Okay.
Let's look at the comments.
Okay.
And the feedback, because I don't want to be here and waste anybody's time.
Okay.
Right?
I don't think you are.
Okay.
You need your reading glasses. I can see those comments.
Okay.
They really do want you to come back.
So my pleasure.
Okay. So in 2021. Our Real Women Rock sessions, our live sessions like this are going to be on Thursday nights at 8. And that'll just free us up to do some other things like this. And so we're looking forward to doing more. And we will be back with you with real conversations with real women in 2021 on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. And we'll continue to advertise it in all of the ways that we have. Don't forget to go to realwomenrock.org so that you can find out more about who we are as an organization. We would love for every woman to participate in Real Women Rock Sister Circles. We do them virtually right now during the pandemic once a month. We would love for you to join us. All of the information is being posted for 2021 because we finished them for 2020. But we would love to see you. All right. Any final words?
So in closing, I just want to say Merry Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Happy Hanukkah.
Mm-hmm.
Happy Kwanzaa. Feliz Navidad. Whatever.
Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad.
Mm-hmm.
But more importantly, as we come to the end of the year, I'm just hoping that everybody is intentional to identify what their purpose is, like what you were created to do, right? And frame it around some goals so that you can start 2021 off with some clear objectives on what you want to accomplish in the 2021.
Yeah.
So I just, in the words of real men, I hope that you are engaged, encouraged, and equipped to be the absolute best version of yourself on purpose.
So good. And somebody just asked, are we doing Real Marriages Rock in 2021?
So we've already done some stuff around real marriages. So we've already have. The truth be told, we just haven't socialized it on a social media platform.
Yeah.
But we have done some stuff, and opportunity might be available.
It will. We're going to speak it. It will. We will be doing it. Thank you all so much. We'll go back and read the comments and respond. Love you guys. Have a Merry Christmas. And
everyone be safe.
A wonderful Happy New Year.
Peace
Bye-bye.
and joy.